Congratulations on getting your college degree.
Thank you. It took me 4 years of hard work and now I'm ready to work.
Have you thought about doing grad school?
A little bit, but I'm not sure if I should do it.
You'll have an advanced degree, which sets you apart from all the bachelor's degrees, making it easier for you to get a job and higher pay.
Oh, that sounds like a good investment.
Yeah, and it'll only cost thousands of dollars and 2 to 7 years.
Oh, let me think about it. Hi there, Alex here. Welcome to Sinspiration, where I inspire you to develop a growth mindset. This is my first video in the education pillar, and it's about grad school. More and more people are going to college these days. And growing up, we've been taught to get a degree, then get a job, maybe start our own businesses. For those of you who are fortunate to go to college, myself included, grad school has probably crossed your mind. You most likely thought, a master's or a PhD will qualify me for more and better jobs that pay better. Yes and no. While an advanced degree increases your qualifications, the knowledge and skills you acquire make you an attractive candidate to specific roles. That is because you specialized into a particular area. These jobs tend to pay better than jobs that just require a bachelor's degree, but not always. Grad school in general is good for your career. You've probably heard the phrase, the new bachelor's degree is a high school diploma. One meaning behind this is what you learn in college is only the fundamentals. It's surface level knowledge or an overview of your field. You take a bunch of classes for your major and that gives you exposure to different subjects and areas, but you don't really go too much in depth. Grad school fills that gap. In addition, you'll most likely be reading research papers about the latest findings in your field. You're essentially learning past textbook knowledge. It's real-world material that is recently discovered or put together. Doing research with a professor can be part of your program. This is more hands-on and you're actually applying your knowledge. The experience will look excellent on your resume when you apply to jobs, whether it's in academia, industry, or your own private practice. Should you do a master's or a PhD? Ask yourself this question. Do I see myself focusing on a very specific area in my field and come up with an original work or idea through research? If the answer is yes, a PhD is for you. Otherwise, if you just want to find a job that better fits your career path, a master's will do. Your advanced degree will help you meet certain minimum requirements for job postings, and your experience from your program will set you apart from other applicants. The pay bracket will usually be higher, and it helps with promotions too. Grad school comes at a price in terms of time and money. For most majors, it takes about 2 years for a master's and anywhere between 3 to 7 years for a PhD. MBA takes 2 years, law school is 3 to 4 years, and medical school is 4 years plus 3 years of residency. Ideally, you'll want to finish your education in your 20s while you're still young and you don't have a family to raise yet. It's also good to get this done before your job takes over a huge part of your schedule. Get school done before life takes over. Money is a factor for doing grad school. I know that UCLA has the same tuition for their graduate programs as the undergraduate programs. For California residents, it costs about $14,000 per year. For non-California residents, it's about $45,000 per year. It takes on average 1.5 years to complete a master's program. So we're looking at $21,000 for California residents and $68,000 for non-California residents for the entire program. An MBA costs about $66,000 on average across all schools, according to Experian. Law school costs about $85,000 for public universities for in-state students and $148,000 for private universities, according to Forbes. For medical school, it can cost anywhere between $156,000 to $255,000 for all 4 years on average, according to the Association of American Medical Colleges. All of these numbers are estimates. Actual tuition will vary based on school and program. As you can see, attending grad school is expensive. I only mentioned the tuition. Don't forget about the living expenses. There are several ways to pay for grad school: scholarships, fellowships, and grants. Scholarships are awarded based on merit and your academic achievement. Fellowships are like scholarships, but they usually require you to do research in return. Grants are usually need-based according to your financial situation or to promote high-need fields. You can submit a free application for Federal Student Aid or FAFSA to see which of these three you qualify for. The best part is that you don't have to give this money back. Work-study. You'll most likely be working as a teaching assistant or a researcher that is related to your degree, but your job could be on campus or off campus. Note that this does take time out of your studies. Funding from your employer. Your employer can reimburse you for up to $5,250 tax-free per year according to the IRS. Anything greater than this amount will count as taxable income. Note that for this option, you will have to be working full-time and doing grad school part-time. And different employers have their own set of requirements to get reimbursement. Build savings. Maybe you want to take some time to work a little bit and save up some money before you start school. You don't have to save up for the entire program, just enough to get started. Student loans. This should be the last resort for any remaining funds you need after exhausting the first 4 options I mentioned. Try to get federal loans first because they have better repayment plans and forgiveness programs before resorting to private loans. I did the online engineering graduate program with UCLA, and that cost me $4,000 a class. I took 9 classes, so the total bill was $36K over 3 years. My employer subsidized me $10K per year as long as I got a B or better in every class. In the end, I only had to pay $16,000 out of pocket over 3 years for a graduate degree, which is a good deal. Most people attend grad school in person, but online programs have become more popular in recent years, accelerated by the pandemic. Both have their pros and cons. The primary advantage of in-person is that you get to interact with your professors and classmates. You really focus on school and your work is related to your program, whether it's being a teaching assistant or conducting research. The main benefit here is research because it counts as work experience that will set you up for your future job. The main setback of in-person is finances. You have to pay for tuition without having much income. You'll likely be watching your friends and classmates with just bachelor's degrees working and making more money than you. But be patient. Your master's or PhD will help you land a more prestigious and interesting job, usually on a higher income bracket, and will give you more opportunities to grow your income faster and get promotions. Online programs give you the flexibility to take courses anywhere. You don't have to be on campus. For the exams, you do have to get a proctor, and this can be someone from the HR department at your employer, an instructor at a community college, or even a librarian. You also have the option to do a master's degree part-time while working full-time. This way, you'll still be making good income, possibly getting tuition reimbursement, and advancing in your career at the same time. After 3 years, you'll have a master's degree and 3 years of work experience under your belt. For a PhD, you almost certainly would have to be doing it full-time in person because of the research commitment. For medical school, there is no option for online. You have to practice saving people to actually save people. I also found taking just 1 class a quarter while working manageable. It was easier to learn material from just 1 class rather than having 3 to 4 classes at once. The main setback for online programs is less to 0 in-person interactions with your professors and classmates. Talking over Zoom is just not the same. You are most likely not taking advantage of the research opportunities, especially if you're nowhere near campus. The tuition for online programs can also be higher than that of in-person. That is because universities are aware that these people are usually working and have employer support. And lastly, because you're working full-time and studying part-time, it's going to pack your schedule every week. You're going to have to learn how to manage your time and mental well-being. It's going to include sacrifices, including fun evenings and weekends. I'll tell you more about how I did so in another video. One good way to check if grad school is worth it for you is to write a statement of purpose. Is it powerful enough that you're willing to sacrifice time and money for it? Will the degree set you on a career path that is closer to what you desire? Will the degree increase your income and promotion opportunities? Don't submit that last part in your application. Grad school is a personal decision. I think it adds tremendous value to your growth, and I recommend it if you can find a program that aligns with your career aspirations. Consider the program, expenses, online versus in-person, and whether you can study while working. Ideally, do grad school in your 20s, shortly after your bachelor's, while your schoolwork is still fresh on your mind and your professors still remember you so they can write you excellent letters of rec. Also, you may not have too many obligations yet in this stage of life, but it's gonna catch up to you. Once you've decided whether or not grad school is right for you, you can thank me by hitting the like button, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel, Sinspiration, for more tips on self-growth, personal finance, career development, and education. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram for shorts and reels. You've been Sinspired today! The greatest investment you can make in your life is yourself.